Nvidia reports earnings in just a few hours from now, and the pressure surrounding this company has become enormous. Not just because Nvidia is a, a giant company, and not just because Nvidia dominates AI chips, but because in many ways, Wall Street itself has become attached emotionally to Nvidia. You know, Wall Street itself puts pressure on Nvidia, like like the eldest son in a family. People who are really, son, it's all up to you. Our future is on your shoulders. You've got to march out into that world and you have to succeed. That kind of a situation. I don't know if you have any relatives or know any people who put that kind of pressure onto their kids. I know somebody who did. Son, it's all on you. You have to do it. God, let the kid be a kid for a while, right? So when you buy Nvidia, it's like you're not just buying a stock anymore. You're buying a story. You're buying a belief. You're buying a vision of the future. You're buying a little slice of the future. And because right now Nvidia sits at the very heart, the very center of the AI boom. It's Nvidia. All roads lead to Nvidia. Over the past couple of years, Nvidia has become one of the most powerful companies in the world. Its market cap exploded, revenue exploded, profits, same thing, exploded. And investors who missed the move have been watching in disbelief, But we're now entering a different phase. Expectations of what Nvidia needs to do are becoming almost impossible. It's the perfect child syndrome. When a company beats estimates over and over and over again, the market eventually stops asking, is this company great? And it starts asking, can this company continue to be superhuman forever? Right? Super extraordinary forever and ever and ever. When is it going to misstep? When is the misstep going to come? When's it going to trip up? When are we going to detect a tiny little fly in the ointment that's going to, set everything off? And that, just look at that. Pull the camera back. Emotionally, that's a dangerous setup. People expect perfection. So if it's not absolutely perfect, they're disappointed. And what happens when Wall Street gets disappointed? A stock tanks. It's not going to, well, I'm not going to predict this or that. But, eventually perfection, it gets priced in. It's like when you buy paint. You can buy a gallon of cheap paint because it's cheap. It's cheap quality. So no one's expecting perfection. So the price is cheap. But when you buy a gallon of paint that is good quality paint, you're paying a premium. Perfection is priced into that gallon of paint. The fact that that paint is going to cover that wall in one coat, it's got primer in it already, whatever, but it's like a quality paint. You can use a cheap paint and you'll be painting again in 2 or 3 years. Or you can use a good quality paint and you can let it ride for eight years plus, depending on wear and tear and who lives in your house. So perfection is baked into the price, So when perfection is priced in, when let me try to formulate this. When perfection is already priced in, even incredible earnings sometimes aren't enough, right? We've seen that happen. And I could mention stocks right now, but I won't. I'll stay focused on Nvidia. So to me, that's why Nvidia earnings tonight feel so important. And the market is totally just stalled out right now from what I've seen. Maybe you've seen different, but everyone's just in a holding pattern, totally just waiting for, what's going to happen and then continue tomorrow, business as usual. But right now, from what I've seen, man, everything's just not flat, but pretty close to it. All eyes are on Nvidia, earnings tonight. And that's another reason why this feels so important. And it's not important just for Nvidia shareholders, but for the entire AI trade. I mean, again, all roads lead to Nvidia. Hang on, I'm gonna write that down. Okay. The entire AI trade, semiconductor stocks, momentum traders, retail investors, uh, you know, day trading hacks. If that rings a bell. Pension funds, hedge funds, even psychologically for the broader market itself, because Nvidia has become a symbol. It's a symbol. It's like on a Mercedes Benz on the hood. I don't know if they still have them, but on the hood of a Mercedes Benz, that's a symbol. People actually used to, at least, yank those, break them off, and they'd wear them on a chain around their neck. Oh, look at me, Mercedes. I'm somebody. It's a symbol. And NVIDIA is a symbol. And it symbolizes not just NVIDIA, the company, but it's AI optimism, the whole AI boom. It symbolizes technological acceleration into the future. It's a symbol of future wealth. I mean, Trump just flew Jensen Huang to China with him on board Air Force One, no less, along with Elon Musk. And Trump showed off Jensen Huang to the Chinese like a young lady shows off her new engagement ring. Look at my ring. Did I show you my ring? Right? I mean, that's, hey, pal, you're coming to China, whether you know it or not. You're coming with us, right? That kind of thing. I've brought him here, Chairman Z, to, here's my symbol. Here's what's happening. I want to show him to you. That kind of thing. Which was actually what an incredible marketing move. Let's bring the heads of all these companies to China so they can actually shake hands with Z and meet and all that. That is marketing. Getting people together, connecting people. I know Harry and I know Sam and these two gentlemen, they don't know each other, but they need to meet. And so I'm going to bring them together. And then they can meet and talk and do business, whatever they're going to do. I mean, that's kind of neat. Like a matchmaker, from a business standpoint. So Wall Street is emotionally attached to NVIDIA. And when we attach ourselves emotionally to a story, we stop thinking clearly. We get emotionally involved. My grandpa used to say that he'd say, getting emotional is like pouring molasses on a needed roadmap. You need the map. In the old days, they didn't have GPS. You need a map to see, how do I I'm in LA and I want to drive to New York, right? 3 or 4 days, whatever it takes. So how do I get there? Well, I need to consult pre-GPS. I need to consult a map, a road map. Okay, so this and that. So emotions are like pouring molasses, which is brown, dark brown, onto a needed road map. I need a map to see how I can drive from LA to New York, but I've poured brown molasses all over that map, and now I cannot read anything that this map says. And that was very wise of him to tell me that. Emotions are like, not that I was acting out or anything. I was actually a pretty calm kid. But it just came to him, and he figured I needed to hear it or to know it. So he said it. That's pretty good. Emotions are like pouring molasses over a needed roadmap. Fantastic. It's true. When you're trading stocks, you get emotional. Your clear thinking has just vanished. So we need to, keep the emotion out of it. Just trade. I'm here to make money. Period. I'm not here to prove myself. I'm not here to take any risks. Right? I want to preserve my capital. I'm not here to be King Kong. I'm here to make money. And if I'm not making money, get the heck out of it, right? Stop loss. That's why God invented stop losses. So emotions do get involved with the stock trade, and that's why all eyes are on Nvidia right now, right? We start projecting hopes and dreams onto a company. What can a company do with our hopes and dreams, right? Fear of missing out. There's another emotion, the emotion of fear, FOMO. The belief. How about the belief? I hear people. I heard somebody yesterday. He was at the next booth over eating lunch, and he kept saying how AI is going to change everything. AI is going to change everything. Yes, to a degree. It's not going to change everything. Not everything. You'll still walk out of your home, your work. You'll still take a walk during the day, and you'll still do things. You'll still play tennis and cook dinner and drive your car and all that. And it's going to change everything, but not everything. Underscore the word everything 10 times. It's not going to change everything. And I heard him going off, and I'm like, you're right. I see what you're saying. I understand what you're saying, but it's not going to change everything. And his friend was trying to tell him, well, it's not going to change everything. So Nvidia's growth, it has been astonishing. Nobody denies that. Its data center business continues to dominate. The demand for AI infrastructure remains massive. Massive. And who do they go to? Everybody goes to Nvidia. And compared to most high growth companies, Nvidia's valuation still looks surprisingly reasonable to most analysts. I mean, Nvidia's should be $100. Well, okay, it should be $100 more a share. I said it. We'll see. And that is what's part of fueling this mania also. The company isn't just growing fast, it's growing fast at an almost unbelievable scale. But tonight, a few short hours from now, none of that changes the central emotional question, which is what happens if Nvidia finally disappoints Wall Street, even that much, even one iota, even slightly. What happens then? Because when expectations reach extreme levels, like they are, the firstborn son, it's all on you. Remember that, kid. Small blemishes, small cracks, small little whatevers can suddenly matter a lot. And to me, that's what makes this moment fascinating. So everybody, I'm telling you, the market is pretty flat right now. Everybody's waiting with bated breath. What's going to happen? What about tonight? 4 p.m. on the West Coast, 7 p.m. on the East Coast is when, the announcement will come. So it's not just an earnings report anymore. It's not just, oh hum, yawn, yawn, earnings report. It's a psychological event, It's a huge thing. The entire market is watching. So for me, I'm gonna get home early. I'm gonna be in front of a computer, maybe a TV, but probably a computer. I'm gonna, hey, why not pop some popcorn, right? Be ready for it, because tonight may tell us a lot about where this AI boom is going next. I'll see you next time.